Good morning. Oh, that's it. The light popped on. Morning, everyone. I can see that there's a few of you joining us from sunnier climates than it is here, although it is here sunny, but not particularly very nice. But we're still in the Christmas mode. So today we're going with this little cutie, which is Spellbinders. The Little Santa, which I thought was really lovely. It's a set of just 5 dies, so it's a really simple one to put together, very well thought out, and again, perhaps more for the children, possibly, I don't know. We can literally make it out of scraps. Here are the scraps that you need. In fact, that's far too much, actually. I simply need, in fact, I'll swap that for a smaller piece of that because we don't even need that size. We need some red glitter card, a tiny little bit of black, a little bit of a sort of pale pink. I've got one called Pink Blush, so it's more skin colour, and then a small amount of white card as well to make our little Santa. So we're going to cut him out, and then I'm going to just put him onto a fairly simple card. So this is our kit here, and this is what we need to cut out. Now, there is one thing that I wanted to show you with this, because these dies are particularly good to actually do a little bit of embossing with it. So we're going to do that as well. But let's cut out what we need to cut out first of all. So let's see if we can't get them all on the same thing. So for our skin, we're going to cut out this bit here. So this is our face. And he's got 2 little gaps there for eyebrows, which we're actually going to fill in with a pen. So that's that one. This is our tiny little one, which we're going to have for, oh, can't get hold of it, for his eyes. So 2 little eyes. So let's pop that onto a bit of tape. Oh, if I could get the end of it, we would anyway. So a little tiny bit there. Now I'm going to have to cut this one through 3 different times because I want to make him out of red and white, but also there's a tiny little extra bit there so that it's not too small that we lose it, and that is to cut his nose from, which is going to be cut from this blush colour here. So to start off with, I shall cut it out from red so that we know that we're going through with that. And then with our beard and our moustache, they're to be cut from white, so we can do them all at the same time. So let's put that onto a piece. Okay. So I'm going to use my Spellbinders machine today because I wanted to do some embossing, and I think it's the easiest one from my point of view to be able to show you how you do it. So let's cut out these first. So this is a hand machine, if you see what I mean. So pop our sandwich together. Oops. Just run that through. And then take out all our bits. Now I'm not going to, I wasn't going to remove it from the die. I'm going to hold that back in place because I want to be able to put his sort of whiskers on. So let's just hold that in place for that one. And then this is our red glitter. So we'll take that off of there. Now it's cut out, but it shouldn't do, the little nose as well, but I don't want a red nose. We could have a red nose, but I don't want a red nose. So I'm not going to cut my nose from there. And my 2 little eyes, they're still in the packet. So I'm going to cut this one out again, but I only need that tiny little bit there. So I should cut that one out. And that will give us his nose. So that tiny little pink bit there. And then the white piece. And so we need white on the hat as well. So I'm going to run those through. But when it then comes to, well, I might as well do all of the pieces. I want to then make sure that I've embossed them. So if you look at the bottom of this platform, now every machine will vary, but this one, in order to emboss a cut shape, as it says, we need to take the platform, that's this. We need to take our die and paper. Let's see if I can get it all in one. Pop you back in place. Whoops. Stay when you are told. Pop a little bit of tape in there to keep that in place. Then we need our embossing mat on top of that. And on top of that, we need, in this case, their blue embossing pad. So that just takes up the sandwich. But it will vary from one to one. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. Let's just see. Well, I've got a royal sandwich on there, haven't I? Now I should have thought about that, because I needed the smaller one. Bear with me. Bear with me. I needed my smaller plate, and I thought I was being very clever by getting my big plate, and so I've got to adjust that. Well, that's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? Bear with me whilst I just do this. Fortunately, I've got one made up if this is quite right. Let's just see how that's come out. Oh, that's fine. So I'm not sure if you can then see it. Can you then see how that has embossed the beard? Just stuck that on the back there to keep that going. Not sure if you can see that very well, but that has done beautifully. So then we need our hat again, because we're going to cut out that white piece. And finally, we've got our moustache here. So again, by popping it through the mat, it really picks out the moustache, which is quite nice. The actual, can you see that? The actual patterns there. Okay. So let's pop that all to one side, because that's all the cutting of that. I just want to cut, whilst I'm there, a star. So I'm going to just pop all these pieces back onto here so I know where they are. I'm going to use the Presscuts Small Nested Stars. I'm going to use the largest one and the next size down. So the largest one, I'm going to cut that from the double-sided glitter, so that that's nice and bright. So pop that into place. And then just run that through. Okay. Oh, getting all the plates sorted. It's funny how you get so used to using a machine, and then when you go to use a different one, you forget how to use it. So that's cut out this lovely star. And then I'm going to take the next size down and cut that from a white piece, so that we've got all the elements put together for our little snowman. No, he isn't a snowman, is he? He's a Santa. Santa Delights he's called, or something like that. So let's put him onto a... Being a bit frugal with the old tape, aren't I? Just chop that round. I think this one is ideal for younger children as well. although I would like it. So there is our other star. So they can go together like that. So let's pop them together whilst we think about it. And then we can put our little Santa together. And because there's so much detail on the Santa, it really makes a difference, I think. So there's our star ready to go. And there is our red on the background here. So I'm going to pop that down first. So that's our actual card base. And our card is just a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 one today. So a much smaller card. I've also taken an embossing folder, one of the Merry Words embossing folders from John Next Door. And I'm going to just trim that down so that that is our background, because I think that's quite a nice background without there being too much going on. So let's just check, but I think this one is 13.5. So this one will be 13. So I'm just going to trim that down so that it is 13. Let's work out which way round I want to do it. I think we'll take it from there. So 13 there and 13 there. So you've still got all the words Merry Christmas and everything, but in different sort of places. And then that can go onto our background there. So it gives quite a nice background without it being, you've got all the sentiments, you don't even have to think about anything there. So that's going to go straight onto our board there. So that one's already done. Sorry about the light there. You can see that. And then our star will go into the centre. I'm not quite sure whether I want to put the star that way or with the star. I think probably that way, don't you? But let's make our lovely little Father Christmas up. So first of all, we need to just give him some eyebrows. So I've got the face still left in the die, just with the little spaces there that show that that is to pop some colour in. And when I say colour, I mean just white. Okay. Who's finished it? Here it is. So I'm just using a white pen. And just a gel pen, that type of thing. Nothing very exciting. And I'm just going through there to pick that up. Oops. Carefully take that off, and you can see that his eyebrows. I'm just going to leave that to set for a little, to dry off for a little bit. Okay. So then I'm going to just snip away at my hat. So the hat here, I want the top to be red, but this bit here I'm going to have white, and the bauble or bobble is going to be white as well. So I'm going to take that from here, and you can easily follow the lines that have been left from the when we popped it through the die. So that can now sit straight on top of there. Although I must say it's got some sticky on it, so I'm just going to take that sticky off because we don't want any of that on there. I can feel that it's still a little bit sticky. So that goes there. And that goes absolutely over the top of the white part onto there. Then I'm going to carefully remove the little bobble, and then pop a little bit of glue onto there, and then just put that straight over the top. This would be good if you had any of the sort of fluffy stuff that you can get. You know, you can get some sort of glue type stuff that you can put in. It makes like a bubble and fluffs up. That would be quite good on there as well. So we have then got to put his eyes and his nose. So if you look here, you can see that that's got sticky on as well. So let's take that off because we don't want that. You can see that we have got space to pop a little nose there. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue onto there. Use my Easy Pick tool to pick up the nose and pop that onto there, like that. And then I've got two little eyebrows to just take off. Oops. Now these two little bits are the only two fiddly bits really. So, and when you look at the face, you will see hopefully that there's two little indentations there. That you can see where they're to go. A little bit of glue into each one of those, by which time your eyebrow bits should have dried off. And get them around the right way. And then simply pick that up and oops, pop that into place. Like that. And that one into there. So you've got your two little eyes. And then we're just going to pop this all together. So when it comes to putting it together, let's start off with our face first. And our beard will go more or less up to about there. So you can see that his face is then covered. So obviously I don't need to put glue everywhere, just basically need to put it onto that bottom bit. That'll be enough to hold it. And I'm just putting it so that my beard sideburns, would it be called, are up against his face here. So they're coming down this side. Then my hat goes on to there so that it meets. So again, not got a lot of space to put glue on. So I'm just going to put it along the top of his head and then pop that into place there. Just hold that for a second till that picks. And then with this little moustache, I'm just going to grab, just when you thought I wasn't going to, I'm going to grab a tiny bit of foam to give it like a little 3D effect. But I'm just snipping a bit off. I do only need quite a small bit because it's got to go behind the moustache. You can get all sorts of Santas, but when I saw this one, I just thought he was just the real deal myself. Turn that over. And again, where you see that little top bit of his nose, you can see that that's where it goes onto here. So that fits over the top like that. And then you've got your little Santa. Hopefully you can see that you can see his beard down there. Isn't he gorgeous? I think he's really lovely. What on earth? Sorry, I'm just reading the messages, and Kathy says she's got totally engrossed, so it's all my fault and I take full responsibility. But she's just eaten a whole packet of Lolly Gobble Bliss Bombs. Goodness me, whatever they are, God help us all, eh? So let's see. We're now going to put our star into place, and our little Father Christmas is going to go into the center there like that. Okay, so now I have had another thought, as you do, but I'm not quite sure if I'm right. So let me just check. I don't really want to bring in too many other colours, but I'm just thinking whether the third size star, let's give it a go. So I had the two biggest stars, I had the biggest one in red, the second size in white, and I'm going to just bring out the third size, just check. I might be wrong, but I'm just thinking that he gets a little tiny bit lost on there, and I want to make the most of him. So I don't want to change to, I don't want to now introduce a blue or you know, a different colour, but because I used this same colour for his head, it would possibly work. Let's see. So I'm just going to run that through. Let's see what we think. But again, it really is using up scraps. I mean, I have taken a piece there, but it could be using just scraps. So I'm going to bring this back in over again. I'm going to pop that there. So that would be 3 layers. And then I think he looks better like that. Do you? What do you think? It's either like that, where he's shown up a bit more, or if I take that away, what do you think? Do we have the Santa like this with the white version, or do we have the Santa with the blush version like that? I should be guided with you with the pink, with the blush. Yeah. Okay. Consensus of opinion, definitely with the blush. Okay. I agree. So let's pop that star onto there. As I said, I just don't want to bring loads more different colours in because I think that that would look wrong. And of course, seeing as I found the foam there, I'm going to have to put it on there, aren't I? So let's just put a bit of foam. So this is a very simple card. As many of you will know if you've watched me before, I'm not very much into the fiddly bits and pieces, but when it's worth my while, I will be. And this one I felt was worth my while. I just think he really is. He's not called a cute Santa, but I think he is. So I'm just putting some foam to just 2mm foam to bring the star up a little bit. And then, of course, I will have to put that on to Santa as well, just to bring him up a little bit. Now, I have got a very limited amount of these left, but there is a possibility I can get more. So what I would say is, if you have come across this maybe at a later stage today or something, and you do still want them, if you can just message me, then I will see what I can do about getting some more in early part of next week. They won't take very long. So let's turn him over. Looks funny that way, doesn't it? And let's pop a little bit of foam onto the back of him. Put 2 bits, whoops. One there and one there. As I said, with this Santa, you could do them in different colours if you wanted to, but you could also use that fluffy stuff. That would be nice. Or even if you had actually a little bit of fluffy material even. He's going to have to go straight on, isn't he? Yeah. So there you go. There's my Santa, my gorgeous little Santa. So with a bit of sparkly on there, but also you could do it, as I say, those 2 bits could be in a different form. But what is lovely about the Spellbinders is there's an awful lot of detail in the die, which you can enhance by using the embossing sheet. It will vary as to which machine you've got, as to which way you do it, but it's well worth it with some of the dies to just cut out that ordinary shape and then run it through again with your embossing mat and find all that detail on there. So I think he's rather special. I like that one. So that is for Countdown to Christmas Part 2. I fear there may well be, just when you thought it was safe, there may well be parts 4, 5, and 6, in all honesty, because there's still loads of stuff I wanted to share with you that's Christmassy. So tomorrow, Sunday the 20th at 11 o'clock, if you get the chance, do join us again then. I will be putting on tomorrow at 11 o'clock. No, beg your pardon. It will start at 12 o'clock. There will be a cheeky little sale of Christmassy bits and pieces. I will tell you at 11 o'clock all about what's in there, but the sale itself won't start till 12. Okay. So that is for tomorrow, the 20th of November. I will put all up on the Facebook group. So do see if you can pop over. So the Countdown to Christmas Part 3 starts tomorrow at 11 a.m., 20th of November. And then the mini sale, it's only a few bits and pieces of Christmas based things. They will be going on sale from 12 noon. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me today. Do hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow or at any other time if you can meet me then. So take care till then. See you soon. Bye.